Hi guys, welcome everyone to the live stream. We have Papimento, we have Sahbi, and special guest Ravish. Welcome all. Thursday, 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock, so this is a better time for us, hopefully for you guys as well. We will talk today. We have to touch upon the World Cup, guys, so it will be a little bit more about the World Cup today. But we will start with Ajax, of course. It's an Ajax channel, you know how it goes. Guys, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the friendlies that we played on Saturday against Blackburn Rovers, and we played yesterday against Volendam. I know it's only a friendly part of the preparation for the second half of the season, but just quickly, your views on that friendly, things that stood out for you. Maybe you have an opinion about it. If not, we move on to the next subject, no problem. Let me start with Ravish.
I saw only the goals, to be honest. I saw more of the World Cup than of Ajax. I saw the reactions of Papimento and Sahbi that the Schreuder out and the stuff. They were already on my timeline on Twitter. So yeah, like you said, it's friendly. We don't have a lot of things. We don't have to jump in conclusions, in my opinion. But yeah, 5-4 against Volendam is not good for the confidence if you're a supporter. And against Blackburn, I understood that Blackburn was already further in their preparation because they will start next week for their in their competition. So it's a little 50-50, but I don't jump in conclusions right now. The first thing that counts is January 8th against NSA, and then we can talk. But for now, yeah, the results are not that good. But let's stay positive.
Let me ask you quickly a question because I don't know how you stand in this, but basically everybody in the channel, and I think 90% probably on Twitter wants Schroeder out. What's your stance, Ravish? Are you on the outside or are you on let's give him more time? Are you buddies with Van der Sar, basically?
Yeah, I'm buddies with Van der Sar. I'm totally not for Schreuder out. I believe that's not a popular opinion. In my for my from in my opinion, it's too early to send Schreuder away because you have to do it. You have to fill the shoes of Erik ten Hag. I read a good article of Freek Jansen with Alfred Schreuder where he told a little about his perspective and what he aims for the second half of the season. It gave me more confidence than everybody else on Twitter and other people I spoke with.
Which
Um,
part? Which part? Can you elaborate? Which part gave you more confidence?
yeah, well, the fact that he also saw that he made mistakes, and that is always good to understand from yourself that you weren't doing well at certain moments. Of course, we all saw the matches against Emmen, against against Vitesse. I was in the stadium against Vitesse, and like everybody else, we were flabbergasted that Manhoef was like what's the guy name? Bolt. What's his first name again? I
You
forgot his
saying?
name.
You saying?
Usain, yeah, like that he was Usain Bolt 2 times. But still, I think when Ten Hag started his first half year was also was ridiculous. He made some choices that nobody understood. But after a while, we all were singing and screaming that Ten Hag needs to stay forever. So I have the same feeling with Schreuder also because Schreuder was part of Ten Hag first period at Ajax. He knows what we expected Ajax, but I think, and like everybody else, he was also surprised with the fact that Anthony and Martinez left in a period that you didn't had time to get replacements. So I think that like what Schreuder says, he knows what to do. He knows how he wants to play in the second half of the season. So that gave me confidence. And like I said, I still aiming for the Ten Hag period. Not a good start, and afterwards he was the emperor of the arena, and that's my take for this one.
All right. All right. Clear. Thanks for sharing your opinion on this one. Let me ask Papimento on the two friendlies. Your opinion, Papimento. Actually, you sent me a text today. Can we please talk about the friendlies just quick? So this is especially for you.
Yeah, I
You got a
understand that
badge.
because I just wanted to give a little bit of more like hope for us that the future looks bright with Voss and Hato and Chico, and I really enjoy these kind of players But if you look at the play in general, it was boring to watch. We lack creativity. Bassi, going into faults a lot of the time. He's actually a left back that we're trying to create into a left central back. Sanchez, the quality is not really there. I don't even understand why we brought him, to be honest. So there are a lot of questions still, and I still think that Van der Sar is putting Schreuder in an impossible position because everybody is so negative from the fan side, and if he doesn't, when a January is there and we don't see the progression, the negativity is just gonna continue and it's gonna get a lot of pressure for Schreuder, and I don't think he can come back from that. So it's all up to him how he starts the new the second half of the season, let's say.
Yeah. So basically, you just wanted to talk and give your opinion on the youngsters that you saw.
Hato, Vos, and Chico.
Love them.
I'm so impressed with them. How old is Hato? I think 16, right?
16.
Oh man, just put him in one already, man. Just put him on the bench. Let him start. I don't care, man. He could be our future. Vos as well. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Actually, the second half when they came in, it was a different game. So controlled on the ball.
You mean yesterday, Volendam game?
Yeah, against Volendam in the second half, 3-0, we were behind, and still we win it with 5-4. But just the control, the composure, the ease on the ball, and then we're buying players for 20 million that don't even have that. So let's start looking back to our youth.
Okay, good point. Yeah, go ahead, Ravish. Go ahead.
I agree with you, Papimento. Vos, Hato, Chico, they will be the future of our team. But I think for now, we aim for the Champions League every season. So that's why we need to become champion. And I believe these guys will have a contribution to the team. But on the pitch for Ajax 1. Chico, I believe,
was just joking there. But
no, I don't know. But Chico has the most potential for now as to be our new right winger, because that's the position where we really need an impulse. And I believe that the young stars are always part of our legacy. We all saw that in the past, and also in the future, there will always be some young stars. But I still think you need to buy players. The only problem now is who is
the quality of players coming in. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. The quality right now, because Sanchez reminds me of Orejuela. He came like the next best thing, but he also failed in Amsterdam. I saw Sanchez on the World Cup, and we will talk about it later. I didn't see why he was needed in Amsterdam. I think we should have aimed for other players. So that's the problem, and I hope that, and you guys already discussed it, that the scouting will have a more important role than it has right now. Also at the shareholders meeting that was also bespoken, I was there at that meeting, and I was really I was shocked with what I heard from our chairman. But that's another story. But I hope that the scouting will have a bigger voice in the next signings, because that's what we need.
Indeed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Sahbi, did you have an opportunity to watch the friendlies? Maybe you have an opinion as well.
No, not entirely. I only had to was able to watch some moments due to work.
Let me guess, you were watching only Morocco games, right?
Yeah, he was scouting.
Yeah,
Congratulations, by the way.
I was at the Mercatorplein Square at the moment. So
all right, no, go ahead. Sorry, man.
No, but I saw some glimpses and heard a lot of voices from fans. Just like Papimento said, that it was boring. You couldn't see any development, which I can imagine. But the youngster did quite well, especially against Volendam. But if you concede 4 goals, it's terrible. If you are 3-0 down first half, terrible. And with regards to Schreuder, if you compare with Ten Hag, it's a huge difference. I mean, Ten Hag came in January during the winter transfer window, didn't have any time to do something to gel the team. But even though you could see some development, even though it was not right, you could see some development during the months, and it eventually evolved into something great the next season. But with Schreuder, I don't see any development at all. It's only decreasing. The quality is decreasing. And I know our best players left. Totally agree with that. That's definitely something that we need to take into account. But the players that he brought in, and I know for sure that certain players came in through him, through his agent, they haven't got their, they didn't perform yet. But nonetheless, those were his choices, and he wasn't able to develop the team, the squad during the last couple of months, last 6 months. Huge losses again in the Champions League. I mean, clubs won't look at us as they looked at us in 18-19. It's terrible. Players who are frustrated, players who are picking each other, and also stating publicly that they don't even know what to do during the second half. I mean, that's all the responsibility of the coach. And the fact that he said that he's now saying during an interview that he knows that he made mistakes and what his plans will be, etc., etc. I mean, this is something that you obviously want to hear, but in the summer he had this. It was the same situation, and still it didn't came out as it should be. So is there trust on my side? No. And yeah, we need to proceed. Van der Sar said he wants to keep him. Okay, but that doesn't mean I have to support him. I support Ajax all the way. So if that means that Schreuder's in, okay. But I stand with my opinion that it's definitely hashtag Schreuder out.
Okay. I like to wear red, right? Because usually I'm the devil's advocate. So I'm gonna be devil's advocate for 1 minute. So I'll be regarding one thing that you said. It has been said a couple of times on the channel. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I never really went. I never really went deeper into it. But you remember that press conference that he had after the game, in which he went ballistic, basically. Schreuder against the Dutch media.
Amongst others.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, among others, indeed.
Others, yeah. So one of the things he said, and it's still in my head, it's like the way it came across, and that's regarding the players that he got through the agent, because that's an argument you hear, and it's a valid argument. But the way that he brought it was like it was needed like that to bring players in, because Huntelaar, and Hamstra, basically, they didn't have anything. They didn't know who to sign. I mean, I'm being a bit extreme now, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
It's that way, that there was nothing, there was no plan. And the players that were sold was also not part of the plan. They didn't have any backup. They didn't have anything. That's the way it came across. So maybe through that situation, they also forced Schreuder to come up with a solution, and that's not something he was intended to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ravish.
At first, I thought in some matches that Schreuder was sabotaging the squad. What I mean was, every match you could already guess what kind of substitutes he will play out during the match. I discussed it with some people, and I thought maybe Schreuder was aiming to leave the club. But I think this was also a signal to the staff, to the board, that guys, listen, you guys pictured me the situation with the squad for the coming season. You guys told me you were convinced about the fact that Martinez and Anthony would stay. If you guys, and we all are football fans, we are watching the game for many, many years, you already know that you can't predict what will happen during a window. So when Manchester United came the first time, you already had to know that Martinez and Anthony wouldn't stay in Amsterdam, because these guys are playing for the family, and they are not the guys of the club like Van der Vaart, Daley Blind, or Stekelenburg.
Blind, Klaassen, yeah.
Exactly. The moment that they will get another offer, what's is better for them, but most important, better for the family, they will leave the club. You saw that with Davinson Sanchez. Played 1 year in Amsterdam. He got the offer of Tottenham. It was a ridiculous offer, because we thought, stay 1 more year and you will get a better offer. He went to Spurs because he couldn't earn more money. The moment that United came to Amsterdam, Van der Sar and his team would already need to be prepared for the fact that it's going to be a bumpy ride. They weren't prepared for that, and that's amateurism, because if like the chairman said at the stakeholders meeting, our scouting wasn't prepared for getting Champions League worthy players back for the players that left. When I heard that, I was totally crazy, because your ambition, what you're saying every year, is we need to qualify for the Champions League and we need to continue in the Champions League. How the hell is your scouting not prepared for the fact that some people will become older and need to leave the club or will stop playing football? And that's the thing with Ajax for now, that we are always talking about that players are coming and how they come. We don't care, but we want the best team. We saw it with Tadic, with Blind, and I hope that now, like I said before, that the scouting will be more involved in the negotiation, and that somebody tells Hamstra and Huntelaar, you guys look for the quality, we will do the talks and we will do the signings, because what now it's totally it's rubbish.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Going back on what I said, also, I just want Sahbi's opinion because I was actually reacting also to him on the argument that no players were brought because also through the agent of Schroeder. What's your reaction on that, Sahbi?
No,
Maybe they were
well,
forced as well.
yeah,
Tom.
of course, and I agree with Schroeder on that. I mean, well, he was first frustrated because the media was telling that he earned from those transfers, which wasn't according to him, and that he said that it come with proof, etc., etc. Okay, I understand if the transfers weren't coming from Hamstra and Huntelaar because they were not that experienced, etc., etc., it should have come from through his agent and so on. But pick the right players. I mean, if you're talking about a Mexican right back, I don't know whether it came from him or not. Quality is not that well, so you can blame him on that. The same applies for the right winger from Sevilla. It was his choice.
Campos.
Campos, yeah.
Ocampos. He wanted him. He wanted to sign him for 20 million. Whose choice was that? Was his choice. I mean, I don't blame him for the fact that the transfers came from his camp. I'm just saying that the right players didn't weren't coming from his side. They weren't coming at all. The wrong players came in from his camp, and that is what's bothering me the most. He made those choices, so he made that with the thought that he wants to play a certain way with those players, because you don't buy players with such a huge price and then bench them. So he bought them with a thought, and then eventually not performing. Eventually, the whole team not performing, and that's why I'm blaming him for this.
Okay.
Can I
Ravish,
ask
you
one
want
quick
to-
question? What? Can I ask one quick question to you guys? Aren't we a little too quickly in uh, putting players out of the team? Like I read a lot of criticism about Bessie, of course Sanchez, and of course I'm not blind either. But I can remember also a period with Ajax that we had players like Grigera and Escude, and those guys were, when they started playing, everybody was thinking, "What the hell are these players will add to Ajax?" But in the end, I can remember that Grigera became one of the best defenders we had. He started as a right back, as a right back, right? Yeah, he started
Yeah, he
at
was
right
always
and then
right.
became he played in the center of the defense, and we were all not. I'm charged. I'm a little overreacting, but everybody was crying when he left the club. Same for Escudé. He had also the fact that Escudé came as a replacement of Kifu, and like Schreuder has the problem to step in the footsteps of Ten Hag. Escudé at that time had to step in the footstep of Kifu. So I think with Bassi also, he came from a different club, different system. Of course, he played some good games, and now it's not that good at the moment. But give the guy a little time. And I think also, and it might sound crazy from my, because I think Sanchez can also be a great player, but he still needs to adapt also to the fact different culture, different city, just like Alvarez himself. Alvarez had the problem with his family. He couldn't be together. It had a big effect on his mindset. But the moment that he was completed, everybody was, hey, when is Alvarez not playing? And I think we should give these kind of players some more time, and then at the end, after a series of games,
Yeah.
you can give a judgment instead of after 3 or maybe
Can I-
6, 7 games.
Depends.
Can I react to this one?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, man.
Because my frustration is not that that some players are not good enough. My frustration is that the team seems imbalanced. And if you're gonna get a player from outside, the quality should be visible. Quality on the ball, his passing ability, his vision. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing with Sanchez somebody that works very hard and runs a lot, but he doesn't have the class, the quality that we aim for. Now, if you have Edson Alvarez as a CDM, that we all know is a great defender and blocks a lot, but on the ball, it's not the best. Then you need two side wing backs that have certain qualities on the ball, and you see that with Mazraoui. Like, he had quality on the ball. You saw that with Blind, he had quality on the ball, and that alleviated the build-up from Edson Alvarez, so he didn't have to do it. But if you bring in Sanchez, that's not a great build-up player, and you have Edson in the middle of your play, and you have Blind that's not even running anymore, but he has great passes, but even those great passes we're not seeing because the team is not clicking, where is it going to come from? And that's my frustration.
Look, I'm only the host, right? But I do have an opinion about this as well. Just saying. Quickly, and it's going to be just saying, but look, about Sanchez, right? I actually did not have any opinion about him with Ajax, but I did take the time to look at him, how he plays in Mexico. So I did follow Mexico in the World Cup. He played the first game full, he started, and the third game. The second game, Kevin Alvarez started, so he only came in later. I was shocked because I agree with you that you don't have to judge him on Ajax. He's still new, et cetera, new system. But then I look at how he plays with Mexico, and he was really terrible. I have to be honest about that.
Yeah.
And, it gets amplified. It gets even amplified because what Schreuder is trying to do, and what I watched the friendlies fully. So Saturday I watched Blackburn and I watched Volendam. And I'm really paying attention to the build-up a lot, so what Schreuder is trying to do. And he's actually bypassing a little bit what Ten Hag did. So he's trying to do a lot through the sides. The sides become much more important because we're not playing a lot through the middle. The midfield basically are only runners and trying to get the ball and play the ball to the sides. So in that sense, it means that our wingers should be much more important. Sanchez is not that guy that's going to help us with the ball.
And Wrench is still young. He could be able to do it, but he's being posted left back now. And we have Bassi as a left back. We have Blind as a left back. We have Wrench playing left back. We have Wijndal left back. Yeah, exactly. So, and we're trying actually to put Bassi in a different position that he's not accustomed to, and I don't see him playing well in that position. So even now people are considering Kaplan the Turkish defender, to start. So and look, if you want to play runners on the wing back, then you need a midfield that's going to be very creative, very good on the ball, and that's also not there.
Which brings us to another topic. But before we do, I know you want to talk, Ravish, but we have to bring in some comments and questions as well. So let's go there first.
Let's do from Japan. I cannot pronounce that name because but thank you so much. Appreciate you. I'm an Ajax fan living in Japan. Information you provide is useful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Arigato, right? Arigato is it in Japanese, right?
Japanese. Very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Konnichiwa.
Well, I'm just going to go through some comments, Juan.
Go
this
ahead.
is before we even started. Roy Stain made the salt.
We know Roy. We know Roy. Me too.
Let's see. Then we have C1. Thanks, guys. It's great to see the boys back again.
Thank you, C1. Always
good to have you, man.
Always supporting. Thank you so much.
C1 also saying, how about Van Gaal as an interim?
Guys, let me be honest. I mean, I saw also on Twitter now it's trending topic about Luis Enrique. Let's get him. I mean, Schreuder is staying, guys. So there's no point in talking about coaches, So I know you want to.
We can still dream. We can still dream for.
Yeah.
we can take Fakal, but only for the press conference, and then and definitely with Valentine Driessen, because I saw every press conference of Fakal since he was appointed as the head coach, and also now during the World Cup. Man, if you're sad, just watch the press conference.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
will
He
love it.
always
Yeah,
makes me laugh. He's such a
yeah,
Always
funny.
he's
fun.
good,
Always fun.
and especially when
Another one.
Valentine Driessen.
Yeah.
Another one from Roy. Historic losses in Europe, but for some reason he can get more time. I think he's talking about Schreuder. No coach should be able to survive this.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Divided.
And then Simop is also here. Our boy, Simon Mahmoud. Louis van Gaal playing the 5-3-2 at Ajax.
That would be the bridge. I wanted to go there.
Let's bridge it. Yeah,
That's a
go
nice
for it.
bridge. Do you have more comments, or you want me to go there now?
No, go there and then I'll continue scrolling.
So we're going to talk more about the World Cup, but I will stay a little bit with Ajax, and then we go fully to the World Cup. So last week we saw, of course, a very nice game, Netherlands against the USA. We know the system that Van Gaal plays with the Netherlands, and the thing that I don't know how you guys view it, but I see Blind playing very well in the left back position. I see even Klaassen playing well in that system. And then I'm also looking at us struggling this season with the 4-3-3, basically, what we're trying to do with Schreuder. And we came up with a poll at We Talk, and we said, okay, guys, would it be maybe an idea, looking at the players, we don't have the quality for all the positions, and we're struggling to maybe swap or switch to 5-3-2 this season, or 5-2-3, whatever you want to see it or call it, just for this season, right? Until we get everything molded like we want to. So let me just say what the results were, and then we can talk about it quickly. Yes was only 30%, and 52% was either no or are you crazy? So it's definitely no for the Ajax fans. We got more than 350 votes, so pretty okay. What's your view on this? Let me go with Sahbi first on maybe, because even Schreuder said in the interview in, I think, Football International, that he thought about it, but he's not going to do it, but he thought about it. It crossed his mind.
Yeah,
What's your opinion on this, Sahbi?
Well, as you know, I'm normally totally against a 5-3-2 system or a 5-2-3 system. I mean, we are all known for our 4-3-3, our attacking football, youth academy, educated in the way we play, etc., etc. But there's always a but. With this Schreuder in our squad as a coach, maybe we need to do some damage control. And perhaps, I'm not saying I'm against it and I'm not supporting it, but maybe, because if you look at the squad, if you look at the players in the squad, they're quite suited normally for the 5-3-2 system or 5-2-3 system, especially if you're looking at the defense with Bassi, Kaplan, Blind, Vandal, Rensch. Too many defenders, and we concede a lot of goals. But that would mean eventually that we have to leave out Chico, and that's something that I wouldn't prefer. He's a fan favorite. I really like him. I like the way he plays. There's always something exceptional if he comes in. So I'm not saying I'm against it, but I would understand it if, for the time being, for the short term being, because it's all about the points right now. Our budget is Champions League related, which means that if you don't get the first spot or maybe even the second spot, but then with because the first two are in, right? If I recall correctly.
I think the second spot we still have to play.
Or is it next season?
Yeah, so we still have to play qualifying if we have the second spot.
Which means that we need to secure the first spot because we don't want to take any chances.
Yeah.
Meaning that we need to gain points, and I don't trust Schreuder for it. So I would rather have some defensive stability and hopefully with mountain wine. But as I said, should be a very, very short-term solution because I don't see it otherwise coming to a good end.
Let me go with Papimento on this, and then I will ask Ravish as well about the system change, probably what you guys think about that. Papimento, yes or no? Or are you crazy? Which one?
Actually, no. I'm not crazy because I do think that some players would play better in that formation, like Blake or Tadic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Blind or Tadic, I think they would play better. Like Blind, you would alleviate his whole defensive work, and Tadic would go up front with maybe Brobbey or Bergwijn, like he did with Ten Hag, with the 4-4-2, and he played decently when we played like that when Anthony was injured last season. So I think those two players would really help. Maybe even Sanchez, it would help. The win back would really be alleviated from the defensive work. But it means that Ajax and the philosophy of Ajax goes down the drain, and the way we have to play and the way we want to, how we want to press the opponent, how we want to attack. I think that will take a back seat. So look, January window is coming up. Get some players that can play a 4-3-3 system, and then we don't need to play that 5-2 system at all. So that's my view.
Yeah, that's what I want to add. I'm talking about the 5-2-3 or 5-3-2 system only if we have to maintain the current squad.
Yeah.
But in my view, we definitely need to have some reinforcements and rather stay 4-3-3 with the right players on the right positions. Certain players to be benched or to be sold, like fresh start all over again.
How many players do you think we need, Sahbi? Honestly, at least in January.
Well, in defense, we center back definitely, defensive midfield. We need up front. We need a right winger or at least a winger. Even though we have Chico, we don't have any other right winger that can play at that position. Ocampos will leave most likely, so we need to have a replacement. So I'm talking about definitely 3 or 4 players. A goalie will be needed.
Would you want a goalie in January already, or can we wait until the summer?
Well, we need to have one. So if it's in the summer or in the winter, I mean, Stekelenburg is not the keeper who he was. We don't have a reliable goalie, except for Pasveer, who's doing okay. I mean, not the same as last season.
So you wouldn't even trust Jay Gorter as a second goalie if something happens?
Of course I want to try him. It's not. No? I mean, you don't want to try him, Ravish? Why not?
I don't have the confidence at Gorter. I think he's. I think that the level that Ajax needs, that Ajax wants for every player, I think that's a little too high for him.
But wait, Ravish, wait. You were the one 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, who said to us, guys, we have to have more patience with our players.
That's true. But no, true. That's totally true with that. But it's a feeling with. I saw Gorter. I saw him. The way he's also acting a little. Yeah. I don't know. It's difficult to bring it on the words, but I don't have the trust if you compare it with Stekelenburg or with Pasveer, because I think that if both are fit and they have a defense that is capable for them, that you will see the qualities of Stekelenburg. I saw a program last week of the World Cup 2010 where he made an amazing save against Kaká. That's the Stekelenburg. I think he can be the one also at Ajax for now, but with Gorter, and especially if you want to become champion, I don't think he's the right guy at the moment for this team. If you have some more stability and also defenders who can coach him better than they are doing right now, he can be a better keeper. But for now, he's not the right guy, in my opinion.
Well, the risk mid-season is too high for you, basically. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, understood. Look, quickly, because there are a lot of comments, I think, I believe. Papimento, am I right? So just quickly on the system, like what we said about 5-2-3, 5-3-2, maybe a situation that can help Ajax with the current players that we have. What's your opinion on this?
I think it's of course it's against the philosophy of Ajax. It's the 4-3-3, but I think in football nowadays, nobody's really playing 4-3-3 anymore. Ajax was one of the clubs that has the players also for the system, but you always saw that in important games they made a little twist to the system. So if you go now to a 5-3-2 in with this squad to keep the pole position in your favorite, then I would say do that. But I think it also depends on which opponent you're playing with, because everybody still fears Ajax, But I think 4-3-3 nowadays
so.
is a little. Sorry.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so either.
I don't think anyone fears Ajax at the moment. Not even Ellen, bro.
Have you
Not
seen
even
our case,
Ellen.
Ravish? Have you
No, but
seen our
listen.
case?
Yeah, but listen. When we started in the Champions League, we were all referring for all the teams that we played against. But nobody was. Everybody thought we're gonna kill Ajax, and then suddenly Ajax surprised us. And now we have a period now that every team has, and I believe that it's all part of a whole.
Cycle. It's a
It's a wave.
cycle. It's a cycle.
It's
Yeah,
a cycle, exactly.
yeah.
And I think that we have now another good period because a lot have been changed in the team. But give it some time, and then everybody still fears Ajax, so whatever in which situation we are. But I think it depends on which opponent you face.
Yeah, I like your positivity, bro. We should invite you more often. It helps. It helps.
It helps.
Um,
We're so salty, actually.
Yeah, it helps against Mr. Salty, for instance. Quickly on the comments for the new viewers. I don't know who's watching, but please, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Drop a like. I don't know how many likes we have.
Drop a
and
like.
I will check in a bit.
Oh,
I
he's
think
checking.
Must plays
Let's do
42. I think Schroeder should be given more time. So Ravish, you have a friend there.
You have some
Stephen, Ravish, no offense, bro, but 10 minutes ago you made the claim that Schroeder was a solid pick to replace Ten Hag because he was familiar with the Ajax system. Now the talking point is we should give
Maybe he has another one.
time. Time because from another system.
No. What I said, Stephen, was that of course Schroeder is familiar with the Ajax philosophy and with the system that Ajax is playing, but you also need to be realistic for now. At that time, when Schroeder and Ten Hag started their full season, they got a budget where Tadic came, Blind came, and suddenly the puzzle was already there. Now you need to start with a new puzzle, and you, like Sahbi said, we are aiming for Champions League budget every season. So you need to become champion until maybe next season when you become number 2, you can also qualify for the group stage. So you need to check every situation in a different way. When Schroeder and Ten Hag started, at the beginning of the season, nobody had faith that Ten Hag would make us the top club we were at that time. And now with Schroeder, you need to check what's realistic and what's not realistic. And that was my take about that.
Okay, all right, clear. More comments, Papimento. Go ahead.
Vector 402. I don't care if you already talked about this, but I see a lot of people saying.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know if you already talked about this, but I see a lot of people saying that us fans are still too quick Schroeder out because of a friendly. But you also need to think about the internationals.
Yeah, that's a good point. They played without the players that went to the World Cup, of course.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
True, but the thing is, Vector, and that's with me, even though the internationals are gone, you want to see the Ajax play being done. You want to see the build-up. You want to see the quality on the ball. And even that is not happening. And the way we are giving away goals, it also means that the positioning in the team or the way we are attacking, we are leaving a lot of gaps. And that's concerning.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that, just quickly to add to that, I saw the friendlies, of course. Basically, the back line are first 11 players, basically, players close to the first starting line. Yeah. So I was paying much more attention to the build-up, and we're still struggling against Volendam and Blackburn Rovers. So we can be critical, I think,
We should be.
Exactly. And it was the fourth goal from Volendam was also a mistake from Bassi, right? It wasn't
but also
because
Kaplan,
they played so good.
But also Kaplan made a mistake also. Ravish, quickly, because we're running a little bit out of time, so just quickly react.
I gotta say something. You guys are really gonna hate me for that, but I still remember also a friendly of our components in Rotterdam. They played against Copenhagen, and they lost, I believe, 0-7 or stuff at the beginning of the season, and everybody was definitely in panic over there. But you see, with some patience, Slot made a great team of it, to be honest. But I think we also have bad results in friendlies, but friendly doesn't say much.
Slot.
We talk about Slot,
higher than Schreuder.
But listen. No. Listen, but Slot had to work with 14 new players, and everybody there was without any confidence. And I believe Schreuder had maybe 5, 6 players that he bought, and just give the man time.
Still,
That's my take.
Okay.
but
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you can look at it. You can look at it the other way around. I mean, slot 14 new players, but still doing a good job, still seeing
Yeah.
an identity. While with Schreuder, with 5, 6 new players, and it's only decreasing. It's the opposite.
But guys,
180
but guys,
degrees.
but guys, we are still 1 point behind the number 1 place. That's also
Yeah,
something.
with a better
Three, right?
budget.
It was 3,
Or
right?
maybe 1 or 2.
It's 3
I'm,
points.
I'm in my winter break. It's the World
It's fine.
Cup,
It's fine.
No, but
but
it's all about
it's
the way
still
we
not.
play.
Yeah, I understand, but nowadays results also holy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
exactly, and they're on top.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Okay,
we can talk about Slot Schroeder, but that will be a whole other subject. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting argument. Let's go with the comments because we have to touch more on the World Cup. We're playing Argentina tomorrow. The Netherlands is playing Argentina tomorrow. We have to talk about our boys. So go
yeah,
ahead.
let's make this bridge because Ibrahim Sharif, Oranje boven, NL. Messi gaat niks doen. So
Yes.
Messi's not going to do anything.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
Let's do that. Go for it, Juan. I mean, there's a lot of comments, but let's just talk about the World Cup a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Guys, look, let's start with the Netherlands. I want to touch upon the other players as well, but we'll do that later, the ones that came back home. So Kudus, Tadic, and the Mexicans, basically. But let's talk about the Netherlands. Your opinion on how things are going, and how do you feel about tomorrow's game, and how are the Ajax players performing in your view? How are they doing with the 5-3-2, 5-2-3 formation? Let me give it to Ravish first.
Yeah, of course, the game, the way they're playing is not the way that we're used of the Netherlands, how they play. But the fact is that they're still unbeaten in this World Cup. I'm really curious how they will stand against Argentina, because Argentina had a start that nobody expected. Also, the fact that Blind has become a totally new Daily Blind that we saw in Amsterdam. I'm really impressed about Gakpo. The way he plays, it looks so easy if he needs to go score with left, right, or with his head. I
Look,
also saw a lot.
Ajax players,
Look.
Ravish.
yeah, man.
Ajax
Look,
players.
look. You
No,
already
he
went
wasn't
a little bit too much.
Just joking.
No, it's okay. Can I ask you something about Gakpo quickly? I know we're a bit subjective, but do you think he's good enough to play in the Premier League for Manchester United, for instance?
If United wants to pay 50 million, I don't care how good he is. Just sell him. But to be realistic, I think he should make a step between, because I think when he comes now after World Cup with a big price tag on his neck to United, everybody will expect that it will be the Gakpo from the World Cup. So that's going to be real difficult. If you go a step down, maybe a Tottenham or stuff, that would be better for him, I believe, to develop himself in a little more quiet environment than in United, where the media is crazy and stuff. So I think he's good for the Premier League, but not for the ultimate top right now. But that's my opinion.
Okay, sorry. Okay, that was just a quick question. Please continue on the Dutch.
No, was one thing I want to say. I think everybody has some criticism about the way Van makes the Netherlands play, but you need to understand he didn't have any preparation time, and the fact that what he's now doing, I think you need to be happy how the team is developing. Everybody is happy. That's also good. And I believe if he had much more time than like in 2014, he was able to make the team play two systems, the 5-3-2 and the 4-3-3. So yeah, and the tournament, I think the only thing that counts is result. Nobody's talking about how good teams are playing after they didn't win a prize. Nobody talks about France 2018, how good they played, but they won the final.
Yeah, but I don't agree. Everybody's saying that. No, but I don't agree. Everybody, if you go abroad, everybody knows the Dutch teams, how they play, their philosophy, even though we haven't won a World Cup. I mean, the older generation still remembers the 70s or the 90s, or, I mean, that's not true. But I will be, I mean, personal opinion, of course, even though I'm a host, but I do agree with you that he didn't have any preparation. So in that sense, I understand. I understand.
And you do see that the most defensive teams are getting through more easily than the attacking teams, because if you look also at Morocco against Spain,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
it was also Morocco going through, and they were only defending. So I think the preparation has a lot to do with it, but also that first goal of the Netherlands, man. When I saw that, I was like, okay,
Lovely.
you guys can play like this. If I can see a counter like this every time, I'm good with it. Definitely.
Yeah, but Poppy, that's what I said. Sorry to interrupt. That was my then I will shut down. The thing is, nobody's talking about teams that are playing really well. Everybody is talking about, but it doesn't give you a prize.
Actually, I watched Brazil, and yes, I am talking still about Brazil, because that's the only team that I see not playing with a 5-back line. I see them with a 4-back line, and they're playing pretty attackingly. They have 4 attackers up front.
No, but although I agree with I still agree with Ravish on this. I mean, it's all about results within a short-term tournament. I mean, nobody. If you talk about who won the European Cup in 2004, it's Greece.
Yep.
Somewhere, if you're talking 10 years later, people still will know.
Yeah,
Greece.
But do you remember how they were playing though?
That's not true.
They were playing
rubbish.
bad.
It was rubbish.
I mean, yes, if you look at the sheet, you will say, hey, Greece is European champions. But we are also, if you purely look at the cups that we won, we're tied with Greece in terms of cups, European cups.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are you going to say that we're on the same level? The Dutch team is on the same
but
level?
but
Why is
at
that?
the end,
But why is that?
Yeah, but at the
result-
end, it's still what Sahbi says. We're talking about Brazil. If they lose from Croatia, nobody will talk about the match against South Korea or whatever. Everybody will talk about the fact that Brazil was kicked out by Croatia. The one that will get a lot of publicity is the one who will win the World Cup. If we will win the World Cup the way we're playing right now, I don't give a shit. It's the fact that we are world champion, and that's what counts for me. And
The only thing I will say is the game against Argentina will be their first big test, right?
Yeah,
because that's
definitely
the first time they're going to get a team from their level, and I want to see if they're also going to play that defensively against Argentina, because they might struggle in that system against Messi, because we all know Messi.
Actually, I think that it will suit the play of the Netherlands against Argentina, because Argentina will give some space.
Yeah.
Not like the US. So they will try to attack.
They want to play football.
Counter attack, we can harm them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do also see, like in Argentina, I see Lisandro Martinez that can break a line with his passing.
Yeah, if he
I
plays.
also see Argentinians that are pretty tough and go into the challenges, not like USA just walking around. So I think it's going to be a completely different game, and this is the big challenge for the Dutch team. And I don't think they will be able to counter as easy as they did against USA.
And
but
eventually,
that will be fun.
And eventually, the Netherlands plays for the country, right? I mean, people abroad may talk about the Netherlands. Well, they play well, famous 4-3-3, but the Dutch. They won't buy anything for it, like the Dutch saying. You koopt er niks voor. You don't buy anything for it.
No,
you want the cup eventually.
Yeah.
You want to celebrate. You want to make history, and
That's not the Ajax way, bro.
And I'm not talking. I'm talking short-term tournament. So for like the Eredivisie, I do want to see some great football, because it's a long-term thing.
Yep.
Now we're talking about a 3-week, 4-week tournament where results are counting.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, guys, I'm different. I have a different view on football, so it's just a personal opinion. I do agree with your view.
You're just the host. You're just the host,
guys. But look, just an example. And it's not even a Dutch team. It's Ajax. Let me bring it home a little bit. The 2018-19 season, and it's not only because we're Ajax fans. If you talk about, what made an impression that year, everybody will talk about Ajax that season, and especially what they did in Madrid. I see it on Twitter still. Some people talking and referring to that who are not Ajax fans. But who won it eventually? It was Liverpool. But they were not the talk of the season. Ajax was the talk of the season. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because we were the underdogs.
Exactly.
That's why we were the talk. We played beautiful. We played beautiful.
Exactly.
That's one thing. But because because of the way we defeated the big
Nobody
teams.
expected.
We were the
Nobody
underdogs.
expected. Yeah.
Nobody expected it,
I-
which means that it's becoming more special.
And what about?
You have
Can
to
I
think-
continue with this because I want to bring it home a little bit for the Ajax players as well.
Yeah.
First of
Go
all, I
ahead.
want to say Timber. I'm really happy he's keeping the Ligt on the bench. So that means a Timber that was struggling at Ajax is actually the number one pick. So very good. But also, I'm hearing comments that Klaassen doesn't work well as a 10 in a defensive team. So are you taking away his capabilities by setting up so defensively?
I think
Is it a question from someone?
No, that was discussed by Vink, I think. That because he's so defensively set up, Klaassen is a 10 then you don't have to play Klaassen. Because Klaassen is only good when you play on the opponent's half, and he can really come into the box and do what he's great at.
I honestly
but
think,
they need
even though I'm critical, honestly, if we're all a little bit critical on Klaassen because of his technical abilities. But one thing that you cannot argue is that he has. I'm sorry.
Not just he works hard.
Not only that, but
exactly.
also his positioning. His positioning is very much undervalued. He knows whether he plays 5-3-2, 5-2-3, 4-3-3.
Yeah.
He knows he has this. Actually, what strikers usually have in the box, he has it like on the field. He knows where to be at the right time, the right place. So that's an extra value from him. But he doesn't have the pace. That I agree.
Yeah.
To have those quick counterattacks, you cannot really do it with Klaassen, but he brings something else to the team. And I've seen him play, actually, I think it was the first game that they played. I thought he played pretty decent. So that's why, my opinion. Let me go with the comments, guys. We will continue on this topic, but I don't want to rule anyone out. I want to have everyone involved as well. Papimento. Yes, Papi? Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My internet just went off, but I'm back. You guys hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you show us some,
So guys, prediction for tomorrow and thoughts on the 50K Argentinians versus 1.4K Dutch fans from C1.
Amazing, right? It's amazing, right? So many fans in the stadium tomorrow.
Yeah.
What will be
Did you
crazy.
read the interview? I saw an interview from a journalist saying that the fans literally sold their assets, their cars, all the big assets, just to go to the tournament to support Messi to win the cup. I mean, that's amazing, right?
And there are also a lot of Argentinians over there without a ticket and still supporting the team. You can't imagine
crazy.
that will happen here in the Netherlands, but it's passion. I like that.
Do you think it will be a big disadvantage for the Dutch team tomorrow, or is it okay? What do you think?
Yeah, well, of course.
I think they will get more power of that, and the fact that if everybody knows that if you score the first goal, that you will quiet the whole stadium. 50,000 Argentinas will be quiet in a second when you score the first goal. I think that will give them a positive kick. So I think it's not a disadvantage for us because we also had the same in Brazil when we played against Brazil for the third, fourth place. And the whole stadium, whole Brazilian was hoping that they were good for the third place. Then we scored the first goal, and then it was.
But at that time, Brazil didn't care. They lost the semis with a huge difference against Germany. They didn't care about the third place.
True,
they only
but
want to become first.
I understand that, but I think it's not a disadvantage. It will be more. I really was a little jealous that we won't be in the stadium because I think the atmosphere would be really electrifying. But I hope we can feel something when we're watching on TV.
Yeah.
C1, Tietenman, 50K Argentinian.
Be nice. Be nice.
But guys, the question was also predictions. I'm getting a lot of comments about what predictions do we suspect. So, Ravish, Sahbi, host. Let's go.
Is it Netherlands, Argentina, or Argentina, Netherlands?
Well, with the amount of supporters, let's go with Argentina.
I think 1-2 for the Netherlands. 2-1, 1-2, but the Netherlands will win with 2-1.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm leaning towards that as well, or a draw, 1-1. I think that the crowd can be a disadvantage for the Netherlands. I mean, Ravish, you saying no because when you score the first goal, but see first to score the goal before you can silence them. And I've seen
I'm
it. I've
confident.
noticed it
I'm
with the
confident.
Moroccan fans. I've noticed it with the Moroccan fans. It's like you're playing with 12 men instead of 11. But I still have confidence, and I will go for a 2-1 as well for the Netherlands.
I'm gonna go for also the Netherlands. I have to back up my eyes, guys. So 1-3 for the Netherlands.
1-3. Whoa.
3-1. I mean, yeah. No, 1-3. Yeah,
3-1.
Argentina is home. Yeah.
Who was the person that
Wow.
that asked us for the prediction? Ezra, was it? Ezra?
Yeah, Ezra was it, and C1
Many.
also.
Okay, so guys, just a reminder, I'm only the host, right? Just saying. So, I think honestly it will be a 1-goal difference. So I was thinking 2-1, but you went with it already. So let me put it like 1-0. 1-0 for the Netherlands.
Yeah. Also
Our
realistic, yeah.
spectator is also for the Netherlands with 2-1.
Good.
G421 says Netherlands is more of a team than Argentina is, so he's predicting
100%,
also a
100%.
win.
Yeah.
Let me
I mean-
ask you on this one. Just this is a good actually trigger. Who has impressed you most up to this point, Argentina or the Netherlands, Sahbi?
The Netherlands. Argentina, because Argentina is more of a one-man show. They're more rely on Messi too much, in my opinion. And yeah, their defense is not that great, especially since Licha's not playing there. So I don't think they're really comfortable. I think they lack a lot of confidence if Messi will get outplayed, like will be stuck with in midfield.
Well defended, you mean? Yeah.
Well defended, indeed. So, in my view, if you stop Messi, you stop Argentina. They
How
don't
much
have
do
a lot of creativity.
How much do you think the coach of Argentina will switch his system? Maybe what Ecuador did to the Netherlands, like also mirror 5-3-2 to the Netherlands. Do you think he will do that?
I think he will do that. Especially because the strength of the Netherlands is the counterattacks with players that have good speed. Gakpo, Bergwijn if he comes in, Memphis.
And we saw that the wing backs are very important.
Yeah,
as well.
and he wants to protect that and trying to counter attack as well with Messi. I don't see Messi defend. I don't see Messi will defend tomorrow. He will probably wait for the ball, leave the whole Argentina team to defend, and then once they counterattack, they will do it through Messi. They will copycat basically the play of the Netherlands. But in my view, the Netherlands can do it way better.
Talking about copycats, Papimento, a question
Yeah.
for you. Every pundit now is
I'm a
saying,
copycat.
no. Wait. Good question. Talking about copycats, a lot of pundits now saying the same thing about we have to sacrifice timber on Messi. What's your point of view on this one?
Yeah, that was my question too.
No sacrificing. If they played the way they were playing against USA, it's set up defensively enough for them to block the passing lanes towards Messi if he's playing central. If he's not playing central, but the thing is with Argentinian football, they look to Messi constantly when they have the ball, the other players. So if you block that passing lane, it's going to be hard for them to find a creative way through the Dutch team.
Way. That's exactly
so
the way you need to
wouldn't sacrifice one player, you would do it like as a team, basically.
As a
You
team,
should do it.
of course.
If
Yeah.
it's
And if they
one-on-one.
play like
If you sacrifice one player, sorry, Papimento. If you sacrifice one player, for Messi, you will lose it. You will lose it because Messi's everywhere. You will have Timber create a gap in the back because he has to follow Messi at the right corner or left corner. It's not feasible. So in my view, it would be stupid to man mark.
Okay.
And
all right.
and Blind has never played this well, so it takes a defender like Ake to really have his back for him to really have a good game. So I think we have a back line that's amazing in level, and that's our best. The defensive, how we defend is our best attribute in the Dutch team.
Ravish, he said the back line is amazing. What about our goalkeeper? Our goalkeeper, the Dutch
Yeah.
goalkeeper.
Nobody was aiming for Noppet, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. What can you say about him? He didn't have that much to do during the tournament. Yeah, I think what he did was solid against the States. He was amazing after 2 minutes. So let's cherish that, and let's hope that he doesn't have a busy evening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's hope we don't have a big chance like USA did in the first
Yeah,
10 minutes.
exactly.
Because
Yeah.
if it's Messi that gets that chance, we're not the one that's going to go
No.
the
True.
1-0
Yeah,
up.
totally. True.
I do have some comments, Juan. Do you want to?
Yeah, we're now 1 hour, so let's stretch it 5 minutes, guys. We're only going to do the comments now. I think we're out of our own talks, so let's just give the viewers also some time, so we can talk about some stuff.
A new face, Thiago Cahu. I'm BR. No,
I'm
wait.
Brazilian.
Oh, wait. Brazilian. No, but I wanted to show this one. I'm a Bayern fan, and thank you a lot for Mazraoui.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So welcome. We miss him a lot. We have here Stan All. Love what you guys are doing. Yeah, he did have a question.
Papimento, man.
Another post.
Take your time, guy.
Sorry.
I didn't read it.
No, he did have a question. I'm from Brazil, and I can tell you there's not a relationship with some national team like Argentinian fans. So it's going to be crazy in the stadiums tomorrow with so many fans.
Good point.
Stand all. Love what you guys are doing. Hard to find a community when you don't speak Dutch. Cheers from a Frenchman living in the US.
That's it.
Beaucoup.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Thank you,
Appreciate you, man.
Let's see.
Big up. Scrolling, let's see if we have, Sepp is not really, I don't know if this is Ajax related or Dutch related.
I think
for
that's
the Oranje
related.
team.
I
Sepp
think
from,
Netherlands.
we might choke because of our mentality. What do you guys think?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I think this team has such a positive energy, and also with Van Gaal, it feels like Van Gaal is on a trip with his children. He's the dad with his children, and everybody has a good time. Everybody is laughing. I think he has the total human principle, what he's always talking about, and I think he knows exactly how to handle this team. So yeah, I don't think the mentality will be a problem this time.
Did we remind me quickly? Did the Netherlands did we concede a goal so far, and that we were behind? No, right? We were never behind so far, right? Okay, that might be interesting. If we concede the first goal, big if, how would we respond to that? That would be interesting to see. Yeah,
very well.
Yeah, for sure.
Sima with the Rhone will destroy Messi. Let's see about that.
Yeah, but then he talks about the fact that you will sacrifice the Rhone on Messi, and we just talk about that. That's not the way I think we should play.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, we covered that. Yeah.
And the last comment I can find from YouTube's thoughts on Gravenberch not playing many minutes in Bayern and not getting picked for Oranje. Who wants to take this one?
I would give it to Sahbi because he already warned Gravenberch last season.
Exactly. I warned him already months ago. If you go to Bayern, you will lose your spot, and that's basically what happened. You already knew that if you go to a top club like Bayern, you won't get a starting spot, especially with Goretzka playing, especially with the right back who was right back.
But Sahbi, wasn't the plan of Bayern better than Ajax?
Kimmich. Sorry?
Exactly. The plan. It was the plan.
The plan Bayern laid out for Gravenberch was better, he said.
Yeah. This was the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
But can I just say something about it? I do, like, in retrospect, I am a bit surprised, that knowing that there's a World Cup coming and he knows what he has at Ajax, why wouldn't he just stay 1 year more and then go to Bayern or whatever?
Exactly my point.
He really risked it, I mean, you cannot tell me he or his parents were naive enough to think they will play everything at Bayern, right?
Exactly.
I know a little about his family, and I know that these guys were really thinking about how to fill in the career of Ryan. But they really thought that the plan of Bayern Munich was suited well for him, and that Ajax. Yeah, I think also the fact that Ajax didn't came too late with the new contract proposal that made them choose for Bayern Munich. But I know his background a little, and I know that his parents are always thinking about the wellness of their sons. And yeah, but like Sahbi says, it was the plan, and I was already skeptic when he made the move, because yeah, Bayern Munich is a big team. Then you need to come with a bigger appearance than how he came to the club. But yeah, like a lot of players, he's still young. Give him the time, and maybe after the winter break, he will be one of the revelations of the team. Who knows?
He will get there. He will get there. That, I mean, he has a talent. But it's so unfortunate to miss out a World Cup because of this. You could have been one of the.
And because he's not playing, he's losing progression. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
It doesn't help you sitting on the bench that much as a young player.
Yeah, you could have been a star player at Ajax at this moment, dragging the team. And now Taylor, who's supposed to be a bench player behind, Gravenberch is the one who's actually on a World Cup. So things can turn different.
But still,
in seconds.
That's a crazy selection, to be honest. Taylor in the World Cup squad.
You have to trust Van Gaal. You have to trust. You have to trust Van Gaal.
True. But it's funny how things are. Career goes.
Yeah. All right. Look, guys. Quickly, Papimento. Any last comments, questions before we wrap up?
Yeah. I just want to say
today.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to say I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. You know, the Brazil game, the Dutch Argentina game, and I'm happy that we are at least enjoying all this football, because after Ajax was done, I was Ajax tired, to be honest, and now I'm regaining the energy again. So let's hope after the World Cup I can get some new energy for when we start again and we see a different Ajax. That's my.
I will bring positive views. I will positive vibes to you guys. I'm a positive guy. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, everyone, again for tuning in. Thank you for the comments. I'm pretty sure we didn't cover all of them, but we did the best we could. Ravish, thank you again. We'll see you soon. Sahbi, good luck with Morocco, by the way, in the next.
Prediction?
Yeah, good luck.
What?
Any predictions?
Yeah, no, 0-4 for Portugal.
How fit do you think they still are to face Portugal?
Yeah, it's unclear, but there are no major injuries in the squad. That's what has been told.
Arhout or something. I saw on VI.nl that one of the guys is in doubt for the match.
No,
I think the guy who
Aguert probably.
No,
but there are no major injuries. There are no major injuries, and one sad thing is, of course, with Ziyech, Milan is trying to put a 50 million tag on him to buy him after a loan spell. So I think it's a mission impossible for Ajax to bring him in.
I think
so. We have to forget about that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we already had that feeling in the summer. If we couldn't get him in the summer, it would be difficult, because we knew also, you said it also, Sahbi, we knew of the interest of Milan already, you know? All right.
Sahbi,
okay,
all
guys.
the best for Saturday. All the best against Portugal.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone, for the matches tomorrow. We'll be next week again with the live stream at 8. Sahbi, Papimento, Ravish, thanks again. Bye, guys.